It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Man, here we are at the start of a brand new week. Busy week. We got hogskin holidays coming up at the end of the week. But first, we want to recognize our same great sponsors that we have on the Remember When with Uncle John show all the time, including Sherwin-Williams House Paint, 315 Jefferson Street. 836-8125 is the number to call for all your house painting needs.
And we got ProMed Ambulance. Give those fine folks a call at 1-800-634-0436. Get signed up for their priority membership ambulance care program, serving Randolph, Lawrence, Ashley, Union, Dallas, and Calhoun County. Tell them Uncle John and Kelly sent you.
And our good friend J.J. Lindsay over at the Shopper's Guide can handle all your printing needs.
836-3022. Give JJ a call and tell him what you need.
There you go. And don't forget, folks, you can always catch up with us on our podcast, which you can listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, JioSaavn. Just search for Remember When with Uncle John. Be sure to include that last part so you don't get 1,001 other Remember Wins. And, take us with us wherever you go. Listen to us whenever it's convenient. You don't even have to set the alarm for 6:45 in the morning. Well, John, here we are at the start of a brand new week. What you want to talk about here today?
Monday, April the 3rd. You know, I used to watch NASCAR on Sundays.
Yep.
NASCAR was a big deal. You know, I hadn't really watched a lot of it since Earnhardt got killed. You know, it's just it's kind of turned into like everything else. It's all corporate, and they all look alike. They all dress alike. The cars all look alike. But once upon a time, on April the 3rd, 1987, Bill Elliott set the all-time highest speed record on a NASCAR track and created restrictor plate racing.
Oh, he was the cause of it, huh?
212 miles an hour on this day in Talladega in 1987.
Man, he was moving.
212 miles an hour around that track.
You know what they say about 212? That's when water boils.
That's right. And, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville was the real deal, you know. Got his start at the Dawsonville Pool Hall there in Dawsonville, Georgia. But Talladega, you know, that you got all the NASCAR tracks, but I couldn't begin to name them all. Of course, you got Daytona, you know, and Bristol and all those places. But then you got Talladega.
There you go.
Talladega was built for speed.
Absolutely.
And it was built to crash on.
Yeah.
You know, I made one NASCAR race in my life. And is in the summer of 1985. And all I remember is being on top of a school bus with a big umbrella over a bunch of us, you know, sitting on a couch. And her name was Jill.
Yeah, I got you.
And I don't remember much else about it. But I do
don't remember who won?
I do remember some cars. And a lot of racket and a wreck or two.
There was an engine revving up every once in a while?
I didn't have the appreciation for the whole game that day. Now, all the days before that I did, and the days after, but that day I was a little overwhelmed by something else.
I understand.
But I'm going to tell you, Talladega is the real deal. Now, I've seen it. I've been there. I know what it's made of. And, of course, and I think they've done away with restrictor plates now. I think, like I said, I don't ever watch it anymore.
I was going to say, I haven't kept up with NASCAR
I haven't kept
years.
up with it in years, but I think they've done away with them or limited them or whatever. But
maybe they're not quite as restrictive.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville is the reason that they started restrictor plate racing, and it all started with 212 miles an hour in a qualifying run in 1987 on this date. And I'm going to tell you, I can't imagine being 212 miles an hour around that, you know, in one of those cars.
I know there's a reason they strap them in. Otherwise, you'd just be hanging on for your life.
But, you know, like I said, everything, along with everything else, you know, it just ain't the same anymore. It ain't like it used to be. The drag racing, the NASCAR racing, Harley Davidsons, and everything else has all changed. But in 1987, it was still the real deal.
Hey, NASCAR is kind of cool to go to. I went down to Texas Motor Speedway a couple of times with a cousin I got lived down there in that direction. And one of the things that I found out to be really cool, I had no idea of, they will let you take all your own food in there if you want to.
Yeah.
You buy the ticket to the thing,
Yeah.
they'll let you haul ice chest full of beer, sandwich stuff, bring your McDonald's sack in with you, whatever. They've already got your money. They ain't worried about it or anything.
We were in the infield in the summer of '85, and I think there was some food there.
Yeah, you think?
I'm pretty sure there was, and I think there was some cars racing.
Right.
But other than that, I can't tell you a whole lot about it.
Well, the main thing I remember about mine is there was a big 8-car pileup directly in front of where we were sitting, and they ran a big picture of it in the Democrat Gazette the next day, and I told all my folks, you see that little speck right there in the stand? That's me with the big surprised look on my face because all those cars were crashing in front of me. Hey, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John here for today, but we'll be right back here tomorrow, ready to do it all over again all day, every day this week. Well, I guess we'll see you then, John.
Jill, if you're listening, I hope you still got my Harley-Davidson t-shirt. See you tomorrow, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.